we are all, in our own right, so thankful for the amount of love that we get from you, the media, translating that to the audience.
Hot media in Belgium.
I know. Belgium wins the award for best looking media, but we should be taking photos of you guys.
Yes.
It's also Europe.
I start taking out my phone.
I could play Bonnie.
You could maybe play Bonnie.
I could be a good Bonnie.
I'll be honest with you, I think I play a very good Bonnie as well. I'm just thankful.
Okay, so I've got no competition.
I think I'd be amazing.
Caroline.
I would have played the Crow, and then I would have flown out of Mystic Falls.
I thought you told her Brandon Lee's the Crow.
No, I would
Where's he going with
the
it?
Crow in season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're making that. Yeah.
I would have played the Crow that Damon ate, and then just flown out of Mystic Falls. You know, I mean, you know, we miss Elijah. You know, Julie had to go create this other stupid show called The Originals. And we lost all of our great actors with the great accents.
We have no accents now.
We have no accents.
Hey.
So much American.
I was just waiting for him to see.
Oh wait, yeah.
You see, I'm not paying attention.
We've got one.
Yeah, but
We've got one. We're holding on to him for dear life.
This is the new character that adds so much to this show. And I hope that we get our Enzo Damon thing back on.
We've missed working with each other last season. We had like 2 scenes together. So.
I'll ship that.
Well, we had a couple days together, a couple episodes together. But, whoa, the Parisian Prowler?
Yeah, man. You read this photo?
I love that. Yeah.
We were just in Paris, so I thought I'd do some reading.
Yeah, this is, I'm grateful that we all get to play these characters. And when we definitely do miss Elijah. Whenever Paul and I talk about characters, you're also the character that we'd also all hook up with.
Really?
I think
Elijah was hot.
always have bigger crushes on Daniel Gillies.
You always say that.
I do always say it's true.
There's some females.
No, you have female, but everyone, like, he's just a man's man, and
a man's man?
You are.
Totally.
I just like him as a friend.
It's so uncomfortable.
Just as a friend.
Everyone loves Daniel Gillies.
That's not.
First of all, there are no good actors on this show.
Not a one. So let's eliminate
mistake.
that possibility. That's
the first mistake.
Right.
I think also the thing is, you know, as actors, it's our obligation to humanize bad guys. You know, and as an actor, I don't feel like there's any well, there's some truly evil characters, but even somebody like Richard III, he had his motivations for doing what he was doing. And what's interesting for us as actors is to justify those choices and make them good.
And not judge that character.
And you can't judge
never judge a character. You know, he made a good point. Justifying those characters is actually quite an interesting thought, because ultimately what you're doing is, and Ivana Chubbuck and I figured this out with Damon. She actually coined the phrase, but Damon was a character like Enzo, like anyone, even Elijah, even Bonnie. But this guy, particularly for me, Damon had ill intentions, but for righteous reasons. And those are actually the most dangerous people. Look at the world right now that we live in. Look at the Middle East. Look at Syria. Look at what's happening in Europe. Look what's happening in America. Fundamentalism is ultimately people who are justified in their actions. They have ill intent, but it's for righteous reasons. So how do you argue with them? And ooh,
Up a show.
I'm going to dig on what you just said, because I have something just popped in my mind.
No.
Thank you so much.
I would, actually. I'll take that guy.
Ecstasy? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, as actors, you know, I think we enjoy getting to pretend and be what we're actually not. Like I'm pretty familiar with most of you. I just met Kat. So I don't know if you actually are an evil person.
I don't think so. Ask me later. Ask me at 3 a.m.
You know, we love getting to be that which we actually are not in real life. Playing the bad guy is somebody that, you know, most of us, if we're raised well and have great morals, we're not going to be in real life.
No.
And even aside from that, you know, you were talking even as characters, 'cause my character in the original is Oliver. I mean, I literally killed the mother of our pack, but his reasons were always justified. He thought he was doing the right thing. I always thought he was doing the right thing. And then eventually down the line, he came to the righteous path, you know, basically sacrificed himself for that. But yeah, that's what I was going to say, you know, that as actors, I think it's the most enjoyment, getting to be what we're not, the opposite.
I'm going to beg people not to bring gifts. I'd rather just make a tiny donation to ESF, because the gifts, I love sorting through them, but it's also a lot of waste.
Right.
It's a lot of paper, it's a lot of plastic, and then I travel a lot, so I necessarily can't take things all the time.
Right. No more chocolates for me.
No, we don't eat chocolate.
Yeah, no more
I'm
chocolate.
expanding by the
I
hour.
want chocolate.
You want my chocolate?
Just
Okay,
no more
I can
chocolate.
let you.
I will
want
say
chocolate.
this on record though, I'm
Belgium,
super
give me
into
chocolate.
crystals. So if you want to get me anything, get me some crystals for my crystal collection. Other than that, please, no more chocolate for God's sake.
Ian, you made me think of something I want to say real fast. I've just recently started organizing a group and organizing a nonprofit and working for a charity which is anti-bullying, and that was my choice, and which is very inspired by you.
Thanks, man.
And so, something I never realized, I mean, I knew I was doing it because, you know, I feel like everyone's been bullied at least once in their life and we're all affected by it. And I'm kind of blown away by what I've uncovered by some of these people that are coming forth and sharing these stories. And
Yeah,
I'm getting emotional
the
thinking
stories.
about it because I never imagined it would be this impacting to me. Like, I knew I would get the feeling of, this feels good, like we're doing something right, but damn, I'm getting people coming out of the woodwork being like, you know, this really hits home with me, and they give me a story, and I'm like,
It's the
oh my
stories.
God,
Those are the,
that's amazing, yeah. And so, totally.
Those are the things. I mean, you know, initially, and we talked about this way early in the Vampire Diaries, this show created, I guess what we can call a parental loophole. It filled a loophole, which is kids don't talk to their parents anymore. They don't. And then there's no social references anymore because the leaders come and go. It's like the boy bands and the Britney Spears of the world are all now so churned out. There's 900 channels on television. There's 5 huge or 6 huge platforms of social media. Kids, it's like candle in the wind. It's all so fast, and who do I grab onto? But it's the stories. It's the story of the young person who went through cancer with their mom or dad, or went through a time of bullying and their mother or their father or them got to bond watching this show.
Right.
So it's not just a silly television show. It's actually a moment for young people to bond with their parents.
Right.
Well, throughout all the ages, we've relied on drama and the tradition of storytelling. And this is just the current form of that. You know, mythology is what we have as a people for our culture, every single country in the world. And without that, there's nothing, there's no history. And it may seem silly, like, you know, it's a soap, it's a vampire show, but at the moment, that's our modern day mythology. These are stories that are mirroring what people are experiencing in their own life.
And have been going through since the beginning of time.
Das war's auch schon von uns für heute. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, dann gebt uns doch einfach einen Daumen nach oben. Darüber würden wir uns natürlich wie immer tierisch freuen.